Hello and welcome to lunch therapy. Wow, my voice needs some lunch therapy. Yeah, the fires and all that crazy stuff, the smoke in the air and the ash, it's really taken a toll on my vocal cords. Luckily, everything else is fine. So I'm so glad to see everybody here. This is taking a break from the crap, where we just really take our news cycle and we put it into the news cycle rack. We get off of it and we walk into this circle called lunch therapy, and we just let go and have a little bit of fun. You can chat on Facebook, Twitter, wherever, and they can be on the screen. We can take a look at them, and you can try and distract us if you want. Today, I've got the incredible Bennett Jones on the show, so that's going to be super fun. As many of you know, he is a knife with legs. He is a knife with legs. He is the movie, A Knife with Legs. This behind me is supposedly going to bring you fortune, going to bring you money. I can't guarantee it. I'm not really a therapist. It's just a guy out here trying to help people chill out because it's a little crazy. Pam Palmieri says it's a star-studded hoy that she's sending. On the show, when we say hi, we say hoy. So hopefully Bennett will understand the rules by the time he gets on the show, because I don't want to catch anybody saying hi. All right, here we go. Lunch therapy. Distracting is his specialty. We like that because Bennett's got a crazy story he's going to tell us. We're going to tell some crazy stories, and we're going to really probably get super distracted, but that'll be fun. I see Jenny Sykes is here. I owe her a shirt, by the way. I owe you a shirt, Jenny. Greg Wurtela says, uh-oh. Hoy, Greg. That's okay. You can say hi, too. I'll allow that. Okay, here we go. Everything's kind of allowed here. We're going to take in a breath. And we're going to take it in through the nose. In that fashion. Here we go. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. We have a request from Jenny Sykes that Bennett play the guitar. I don't know. He's in the green room with Boney. There's probably a guitar there he could play. That would be cool. A little message there to Bennett. Hopefully he, is watching the show backstage. The shirt off your back. I'll give Jenny the shirt off my back. I tell you. Greg says, I am not cool enough to say holy. It definitely does not require cool. There's nothing cool about holy. Here we go. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Cedric, double chain. Hey, Cedric. Great to see you. Cedric is another person that we know. And I've never seen him here on the show before. I invited him, and it's great to have you here. Bennett and I are going to do some comedy stylings pretty soon. But one more breath, in through the nose, out through the toes. For those of you on YouTube, let it go. For those of you watching on YouTube, please subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, because apparently, it's so good to see you, Cedric. I hope everything's going great with you. So if I get to 1,000 subscribers, apparently the whole, YouTube thing opens up, and it's more than just people that I invite to the show. So please push people over there. It's for their own good, of course. It's for their own good. Oh, Cedric. Holy. All right. So anyway, let's move on. We're going on to, we're going to just, we're going to waste a little bit of time doing some fun stuff here before we get to Bennett. Bennett Jones, I have known since college, Cal Arts. He is not only an actor, he is not only a director, but he is also an artist. And he does play the guitar. And he has a really good friend, Bennett Genois, who is a performer also. He's the star of the film, I Am a Knife with Legs. He and Joe Fury hang out a lot. They have some crazy-ass stories, I'll tell you that. But now, let's get to the relaxing portion of the show where I attempt to relax you with ordinary household items. Here's the first thing. This is the chat window, of course. Not really what I wanted to show you all. But I wanted to show you this. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about living underwater and where can you go to some hotel where it's underwater and the fish swim by and all that stuff. Well, here is a simulation, at least, of the luxury Maldives underwater resort for you to enjoy. And this is something that you can get on the web. And anytime you want, you can dial right into old, what's it called? Ma Ambiance. Go to the Ma Ambiance channel, and you can just, feels good to look at the fishes and pretend that you're in this cozy thing. Everybody plays guitar. Greg, you play guitar too. I've seen you. We all do. I mean, how could you really, it's really tough to live your life without playing guitar. You need it. It's like cats. I don't seem to be on the screen. Here I am. Big as life. Way too big. I'm going to miniaturize myself here. Okay, got to move on because we got to get to Bennett Genois. Let's see what's next. Okay, so this is another one of those ASMR things. This one has better sound, I guess. This is a train, and you can just hang out, listen to this for 9 hours if you want, and really feel like you're on a fun train going past some kind of smoky mountains and trees in this incredible luxury suite with the Mona Lisa. I guess you're transporting the Mona Lisa somewhere. And this is, because you're so incredibly wealthy that you have this incredible champagne suite with the Mona Lisa. You can do this anytime. It's free. It's out there on YouTube. I invite you to enjoy. I got to move along because I got to get to Bennett. Let's just see what else I have in store for you. Oh, there's another one. Okay, I got really into these because this guy, Ma Ambiance, or this woman, I don't know what this person is, Ma Ambiance, they make these cozy little places where you look out a window and it's either raining or you're in space or you're taking a nap, and then they play this ambiance music, this ASMR kind of music. And I don't know, anybody in the chat room feel more relaxed?
Yes.
I have to wait for I don't know how long it is, 3 minutes before I get a response, which is always fun. Let me show you another one. This one is a similar thing, except you can look around. It's like a 360 thing. You can look around, you can relax. All right, I got just one more thing that I want to show you, and before we get to Bennett, and it's this. It's a weird track called The Pipe. These people get in these weird little cars.
Just remember to keep going and don't
remember
stop.
To keep going. And don't stop.
200 pounds behind you.
200 pounds behind you.
I'm not stopping.
I guess that's
I'll
the guy.
give you a few more minutes before.
So this is one of those things where, like the roller coasters where we can ride the ride virtually online. This doesn't seem safe. Here it is.
No.
But I don't know. I don't know if anybody has met their demise on this. But I'm not getting on it. I would probably get into the gravity jetpack before I would get on this thing, I'll tell you. And if you don't know what the gravity jetpack is, check out yesterday's show on jetpacks, in case you were wondering. It is kind of fun, though. For me, I find this relaxing. For others, they might not. All right, moving on with the show because I got to get to Bennett. The ASMR portion of the show is now over. I did want to point out that there is a new version of Dune coming out, the movie Dune. And again, my first thought when I see something like this is like, why didn't they call me to be in Dune? I don't get it. Dune is like one of my favorite things, one of my favorite books that I never made it through. I mean, it's like a thick book. I remember the first chapter so well because I tried starting the book so many times. And then the movie came out way back in the 80s. They came out with a movie and they were like, let's make a movie of this really thick book that is very esoteric and hard to understand. And who can we get to direct it? Oh, I know. Let's get this great filmmaker, David Lynch, who makes movies that are really confusing and we can't understand them. So the combination of the two, when you got to the movie theater, I don't know, the studio or something, they said, we've got to educate these people before they see this film because it's so damn confusing. So when we sat down in our seats, they handed us little booklets to try and explain the movie. And I at that point, we kind of knew, like, oh, now we're in trouble. And it'd be even worse, though, is that they gave us the book Dune. You sit there and you're waiting for the movie, and they're like, we couldn't figure it out either. But while you're watching this movie, if you brought a light, you could read the book, and maybe you can explain it to us. I don't know. So they've made more attempts. They did a mini-series, I believe, because they were like, hey, this is a freaking huge book. We can't put it into 2 hours. Maybe, if we make a mini-series. So then that happened. I didn't get through that either. And now, finally, we're going to see Dune done right. I don't know if Sting is going to be doing a cameo in it. I think probably David Lynch threw Sting in there so that we'd be like, oh, well, at least Sting's here. Sting's cool. I got to read this book. I don't know if I'm going to read the book before I see the movie. I think I'm just going to go see the movie. I mean, I remember the chapter where the kid puts his hand in the box, and they're like, what's in the box? Pain. Pain is in the box. And I remember, of course, the giant worms. And the spices. That's all I know. A guy in the movie, the David Lynch movie, there was a giant guy with a lot of boils floating around. That's all I remember. All right, let's get on to Bennett. Bennett Jones. Without further ado, I know there's been a lot of build-up to this. I'm going to even build up a little bit more by showing you a little bit of the trailer from I Am a Knife with Legs.
Here I am, waiting for death.
You're listening to BBC World News. Rock superstar Bennett has cancelled his upcoming international tour because a fatwa has been issued calling for his death. Bennett, any idea why this person is demanding you be killed?
I don't know, man. It might have something to do with my song. All religion is stupid, especially yours.
This movie is much more
So how did I get
easy.
here?
It's much easier to understand than Dune.
Well, I'll tell
I
you the
recommend
story.
it highly.
I
There
grew
is
up in
no
a small village
accompanying
in Europe.
book.
My
I don't
father
think,
was a
but we'll have
shoelace
to
from
ask Bennett
Paramount.
about
Then
that.
one year, monk
All right, we're
shoelace
moving
came
on
back
in.
style, and he had to
Bennett's
sell
got
me
some
into
crazy stories.
human
We're going
trafficking.
into
Being
our
human trafficked
crazy
became
story
routine. I
segment
wanted to change.
of the
I
show.
decided to be.
Got a crazy story I don't understand. Come and have a cup of tea. Seems like I should have got a Netflix deal. Instead I got some therapy. Crazy story, yeah. All right, there he is. Bennett Jones, as promised.
What a build-up, man.
I know. It was a lot.
My story will match the crazy story. What do you call that in the business? That little brief intro tag?
It's a bumper. That's what I call
Bumper.
it.
There you go.
I like to call it a bumper.
Thanks for having me, man. There's so many things you said in your little monologue that I wanted to add to, but we got a time crunch, right?
Yeah, I wish that. We don't really have a time crunch. We try to do the thing in a half an hour. Sometimes we go over.
Okay.
So yeah, I would love to hear what you have to say in the future. I'd love to have the guest on the show. during the beginning portion of it, but I haven't quite figured that out yet.
Hey, you need at least to have him in the corner laughing.
Yeah, just like an Ed McMahon kind of thing.
Put him on a couch. And those spaces were very relaxing. And
Oh, good.
the train one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been on a train. Well, you traveled in Europe. Were you ever on a train with a dining car, the whole
Oh, I love
thing?
it so much.
And you met some secret agent from the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah. I love that.
That whole deal.
I was on a train in Germany. I went to Europe after college, and I was going to go with a guy, and we were going to ride bikes all over Europe. And somewhere just before we left, I thought, I don't really want to ride my bike all over Europe. I'll be looking at the front wheel the whole time and, missing everything. So I decided not to. And so I got a Eurail pass. I don't know if you ever did this, but it was like a pass where you could just ride the rails. And that's where I tried out my German one time, because I learned German in high school. And I learned that I had a lot to learn. Tell you, I told this whole story to this girl in German, and I thought I was doing great, and afterwards she's like,
"Speak English, please. Just speak English, please."
Totally.
That's what I said, right? I speak English. Stop trying.
Stop! You're embarrassing yourself.
Please stop trying. We actually have laws against trying, failing so badly.
Yeah. Oh, it was
Stop trying.
Nicht verstehe, I think is what she said.
That's funny because my crazy story is set in Germany.
Oh my God, this is such a great lead-in.
And the story is all about coincidence.
Oh, the theme.
The very story is about coincidence. And we got to tell the audience, hey, we did not meet in the green room and discuss my story. You did not know it was a German story.
No, this is not that kind of a show where we like sit in the green room, we pre-plan everything. This is like free-form, live.
Well, I thought that was my line. I was supposed to say, this is not that kind of show.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Let me check the script. I got it on my phone here.
So I very quickly, you mentioned jetpacks.
Yes.
And I just want to say really quickly. So here we are, you and I, guys, somewhere between 30 and 60. And we remember how much we wanted jetpacks and video phones.
Yep.
And now we have them, and we're like, yeah, that's cool.
I know, totally. We are so
like
ungrateful. Remember when you thought like having a watch that you could talk to somebody on?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Would be the greatest thing ever.
Now we can. You're like, yeah, I'll just hold it.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that was the plan. Like, no, it's stupid. I'll just hold it like just a phone.
Forget it. This is ridiculous.
And then and then your Dune thing.
Yeah.
You might want to join. We have this club, the Dune First Chapter Club.
All right.
Where we meet and we just talk about that first chapter.
Oh yeah, it's so good. The First Chapter Book Club.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. We're coming in hot. Hold on.
Can't hear you.
Oh wait. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yep.
Oh, that's so weird. I'm an audio fool. I'm a fool with audio. If there's something to mess up, I can mess it up. Anyway, I'm joining the Dune First Chapter Club for sure.
Yeah. We meet and we'd like talk about what page did you stop reading? Did you lend it to some? Have you lied about it?
Yeah.
Do you pretend you know how it ends?
Do you ever pretend? It's
a lot of crying. A lot of no.
It's like Watchmen. The show Watchmen. I did get through the whole series, and I did go back and read most of Watchmen to try and get ready for it. But then I was trying to be cool about it, and I was like, yeah, because somebody's like, when it was up for all these Emmys, everybody's like, whoa, did you watch it? Did you watch it? And I was like, yeah, I watched The Watchmen.
Thank God.
But then you know what? The person was like, it's Watchmen. Not The Watchman.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got totally dissed.
You called it Watchman?
I called it The Watchman.
The Watchman.
You can't put an article in front of it.
The Watchman. It's like, no, it's one word and it's Watchman.
That's it. That's
you idiot.
You're a fool. All right.
You don't know what a bumper is.
You have no idea. Okay. Do you have any other thing that you want to remark on about the
Do
show?
you want to talk about our? No, that covers my
Okay,
my
good.
critique of your monologue.
What you would have said if you were in the show in the beginning.
Like, I just wanted to add to your because there's
It's
great
good.
themes in there.
Yeah.
But did you want to touch on our crazy experience with
Well,
the reenactors
I think
of
we
the whole-
missed. Well, are you going to tell the German crazy coincidence story afterwards?
Let's. How about we quickly hit on the
Yeah. Let's talk about being a reenactor.
because a lot of people
They have no
tuned in
idea.
just because of the title.
Well, yeah. You see the title and you're like, yeah.
Reenactors, I love that.
I love that. I just want to know what it is. What's a reenactor? So this is good because you and I have not talked about this since, whatever the decades that happened in between.
It's been a long time since we've rehashed the reenactor story.
So we'll probably have faulty memories and be able to fact check each other, and that'll be good. So when was the first time that we found out that we could be reenactors? Do you remember?
Yes, it was early 90s. We were at school and we heard about this gig for this summer because we all were, and this is during the recession, because the wall came down, defense contracts broke. It was hard to get work
It was rough.
in LA for the summer.
Yeah.
And a friend of ours said, it was Miguel
Yeah.
Najera, right?
Yeah.
He said he's going to work on a movie shot in Mexico with Brian Dennehy.
Mm-hmm.
And we were going to play, and we could sign up and be extras, but pretty well paid extras to spend the summer in Mexico shooting a movie about Mexican or American soldiers who joined the Mexicans
Yeah.
because they were Catholic and fought against the U.S.
Are you sure they weren't Irish? For some reason, I thought there was an Irish thing.
Irish Americans.
Irish Americans?
Yeah, but because of the Catholicism,
I see. That's why
they sided with Mexico in whatever the name of that war was.
Yeah. And we were like,
Mexican-American War?
yeah,
Mexican-American War, right?
we'll have to bring a historian on. Maybe Greg Wurtela, if he's still around, can fact check.
So we had stars in our eyes. We're going to be making like this huge amount of money, like $100 a day.
Yeah, it was going to be a lot of money. A lot of money.
And it was just, we were all talking about already spending that money in our minds.
$100 a day, man. That was going to be awesome. And also, we were like, at first we were like, whoa, man, I can't be an extra. I can't be an extra.
Right.
And then they're like, $100.
We were serious actors.
$100 a day. Yeah. Shit.
We were all leading men.
Yeah.
And we're not going to be extras.
Right.
Until that $100 a day. But then that changed everything.
And we were like, what do we need to do to earn this $100 a day? And they're like, well, you have to go up to San Francisco. What is it, like every weekend?
to Davis.
Davis.
Wasn't it Davis?
I think so.
You got to go up to practice marching. You do the training, and you drive up to Davis. It's about 350 miles.
Yeah.
Do the training up and down these suburban streets with this chubby guy who keeps telling us to get in shape, and we're all like, wait a minute, you're not in shape. We march up and down the street learning Spanish commands. Firmas! A la derecha! A la izquierda! Firmas!
Did we learn anything? I don't know.
I learned that Marcus needed a cheeseburger that day because he just passed out, remember, in the heat?
Yeah.
He just, I don't think he had enough to eat or something. He just collapsed.
I remember
we found a good place to get burritos, and that's what we got out of this thing. Never got $100. There was never a movie.
And we went up.
Never happened.
Several weekends. Weekends. We drove all the way from Los Angeles to near San Francisco and back.
It was, maybe at least twice. Right?
I think 3 times. I'm thinking 3. It was a
that
lot,
part
though. It was a lot.
They all kind of blur.
Even to
But the
drive
guy
up there once and come back the same day was grueling.
Yeah. And the reason we went up there is because there was an existing group of Mexican-American War reenactors who already existed.
Yeah, we were like, well, why can't we just do that down here? And they're like, no. You have to go up there.
They were the best. That group was the best.
We were going.
Just about every community has their reenactors of every conflict.
Right. Maybe we should explain
Name
what a
war,
reenactor is.
And there's a reenactor group.
Yeah. For those that don't know, reenactors. So there's actors, and then there's extras, and then somewhere in the middle is a reenactor.
Right.
And reenactors, they reenact battles, right?
Yep. They're like, we would be in the documentary if they had film back then.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't see footage of this war, but here's us.
Yes. And do they learn? They learn the specific things of whatever regimen they're supposed to portray, right?
Each one plays an actual soldier.
Yeah.
Dies in the exact right position with the correct wounds.
And they
A
research.
lot of research. A lot of letters.
They do a lot of research. And they all know their particular character's name and everything.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Every single one.
The problem is it must be difficult because you have your specialty. Let's say your specialty is the
hair acting.
Let's say your specialty is hair acting. That's a whole other thing. Let's say your specialty is like the Civil War. You have to wait for the big Civil War movie to come. And that would probably be a good one because there's a lot of those movies, I think.
Yeah.
Ginny Sykes says they also reenact murders for true crime shows. That's another reenactor, I suppose.
The big difference is those people are probably paid. Reenactors do it live and do it for nothing and actually pay money to pretend they're in a war.
And sometimes they do it live, like on a field, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah. No, they'll go to the Civil War reenactors are big. I would say that's probably
That's a huge thing.
That's a big, for some weird reason. I don't know why, but
people really love to relive that horror.
I saw an excellent improviser. This guy, I can't remember his name, but he's written for he's an older guy, written for every show, incredible writer. And he just went into this scene where they were playing reenactors, and he said, but we don't reenact battles. We reenact the long, boring periods where nothing's happening.
That's the specialty. If you're really good at it.
So they, napping in a field, going to the mess hall.
I remember sometimes they really get shot in the reenacted battle.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Creepy.
Greg Werla says, I like to reenact the Pig War of 1859.
Wow.
See, Greg's a teacher.
Call it deep album cut.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. You have to wait a long time for that movie to come around, and you better make sure you get a job on it because you're like, oh, I totally missed it.
Yeah, that's my thing. I got the costume.
Wait.
I have that costume.
So tell me, I got arrested. I got a ticket driving up there also. So not only did I...
We were in separate cars.
Yeah. I
was with Chris Cook, right?
Chris Cook.
And you were driving your car?
Yeah, I had my own car. I was with Ross Boland.
Wasn't it big?
It was a little. It was big little. It was a big little. Yeah. Okay. It's a big little car.
Because of the tagline of the story, I'm picturing you in a Crown Victoria. But
okay, let's say that. It's our memory.
Right. So there you are in your freaking, souped up Crown Vic with the nitrous boost.
Yeah.
And we're well on the way, and you look straight ahead there's no cars in front of you. You look over at Ross Boland and you say,
I got distracted by Cedric. He's got to go. It's great seeing you, Cedric. See you again, and thanks for subscribing.
Yeah, man. Cedric Malvolio.
Yeah.
Duplicane.
That's right.
Played an amazing Malvolio in 12th Night back in
Yeah, he's an incredible actor.
So you're staring at the straight ahead road and you're...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
This is the story. So there's nobody on the road. Absolutely nobody. We're on that, long stretch going to San Francisco. And I am just feeling free. I'm feeling kind of free. And I look out.
What was on the radio? Were you?
Oh, I had. I think I had Mississippi Queen on the radio. Da-na-na-na-na, Mississippi Queen.
You know what I mean.
And I go, I own the road. And right when I said that,
Oh, and then you punched it.
did I punch it?
Yeah, you punched it.
Nitrous.
And then
And then,
over.
and they pull me over, and I'm nervous. I'm totally nervous. Like it's as if I'm like some kind of criminal, which usually happens to me with policemen anyway. I just get freaked out. But also, I had Washington plates and a Washington driver's license, and I had always had in my head, like, because I guess it's not cool to be in California for more than a few months without switching this stuff over. And so I was like panicked. So I had always had this pre-roll tape, this bumper, if you will, in my head of what I was going to say if I get pulled over. So I started frantically saying that. As soon as he came to the window, I was like, I'm just staying with some people. Just down here, staying with some people. That's what I'm doing, staying with some people. And Ross just started busting up laughing because I was so ridiculous about staying with people. And they're like, what is wrong with this kid? Luckily, they charged me large amounts of money, but they let us go. But we were going to be making huge sums of money anyway, so it really didn't.
Oh my God, you could have, I mean, that ticket was like 3 days work. What's the big deal?
I mean, nothing. It's nothing. We were down there for months, the whole summer, every day, $100 in our
On the
pockets.
way back, on one of those, on the way back, I was with Chris Cook and Ross. I don't know if you were part of that posse, but the car broke down and it was going to need serious repair. So it was either stay overnight and wait for the drive or hitchhike back. And Ross and I went to the gas station, those enormous gas stations where trucks come in. And we were asking all these people, you going to Los Angeles? And everyone was going north.
Yeah.
And one guy, like, we asked him, and he was the most talkative guy with a speech impediment I've ever met. He had this hair lip and an accent and a speech impediment. And he couldn't shut up. Like, dude, you're a confident person. But anyway, we're back and forth. We're sitting on the curb. It was very much a 90s indie film, like a Private Idaho kind of thing. And then this cop pulls up in a Camaro and really are nitrous boost. I mean, these are the pursuit cars for the 5. Yeah. And the guy says, you guys going to San Francisco? We'll give you a ride. And we're like, actually, we're going to L.A. Yeah. It's too bad.
See ya.
So we could have had a ride in a cop car all the way to San Francisco from, I think we were in near Bakersfield. Yeah. It's like 150 miles.
Oh, that would have been fun.
And we said, no, we're going the other way. We said, all right, can I get your name? Can I get your last name just for the police report? And I said, yeah, Jones.
They're like,
And the guy goes, yeah, right. And he takes off.
That's hilarious.
So he's just like, yeah, you lied to a cop. See ya. Like, that's okay.
Could you do one thing? A few weeks ago, we had Jonathan Williams on the show, and he was talking about your incredible staged reading of the Dukes of Hazzard. And I don't want to put you on the spot, but could you just do like a little piece of it where
you got a piece of it? It's very serious, very somber.
Yeah.
Somber piece. So I don't know how it'll go, but as you know, I was at the Lincoln Center years ago, and I saw Daniel Day-Lewis do a staged reading of one of my favorite works. So I'm going to do my best to recreate, get the tissues out, right? So usually I have a script, but imagine I'm holding a script. I'll just do it real quick. So this is a reading of the second episode of the third season of the Dukes of Hazzard television series. Bo and Luke Duke have just discovered that Boss Hogg has found a legal way to seize Uncle Jesse's land, and that's where we join the boys. We better go tell Uncle Jesse, Bo. Okay, Luke, let's hit it. And it goes from there.
Oh, it's so moving. It's so incredibly moving.
Powerful stuff,
You know, the thing is, when you do the inside, I think it's like outside of the car, and then you have the
outside.
The dip.
That's the inside the car.
I love the way the camera goes inside and outside of that. It's that's my favorite part.
Yeah, it's
Oh man, I love that so much. So incredibly moving.
I got several jobs out of that. I got a whole year doing musicals for
Really?
that audition.
You mean you should, right? Nobody does it. Nobody does Dukes of Hazzard
but-
like Bennett Jones.
So do you want? Can I tell this story and see how it goes?
Oh yeah. What are we doing again? Crazy story. That's it. Kamala Lopez, my
Hey,
wife,
Kamala.
says this is the best staged reading I've ever heard. Yeah,
Wow.
that's it.
That
She has
means a
goosebumps.
lot.
She has goosebumps.
Can't take credit though. You know, Bo, Luke,
Right.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Right. Standing on the
There's an
shoulders of
album in there
greatness.
somewhere.
There's an album in there.
Yeah, it's funny when the origin of that story was when Ross and I were working for Physical Plant at Cal Arts in the summer, which is the actual job we ended up doing. We ended up just digging ditches for Cal Arts rather than.
I was Bugs
But I
Bunny.
was just at some point I just said, you ever notice you're watching Dukes of Hazzard and there's the outside the car sound, and then the cut to inside. It just struck me as that's funny.
It's weird how that's the thing about like comedic things, you know, like people think you see the whole thing all at once, like when you come up with a creative idea, but it's usually like a little thing, like, you know, like even like a look that somebody gives or something, or the way somebody walks, and or you ever notice this, and then all of a sudden it builds from there.
Right. It's absolutely. It's those little funny details that make you laugh. Like Woody Allen once said that when he writes a joke, he's actually telling himself a joke.
Yeah.
And he actually laughs. The impulse is he laughs at and then he develops it. So
like that.
Germany,
Okay.
2014.
Here we are.
This is where my story is set.
Yeah.
I've never told this story in this I've only just, once or twice told this story to people. So I've never told it in an official way. So this might be a train wreck. I don't know.
Perfect.
But I'll try to and give me the flash or red light if I'm going over time.
Okay. I have no red light.
Okay, that's good because I have my monitor set to black and white.
Perfect.
I was fortunate enough in 2014 when Knife with Legs premiered. Perfect.
Doesn't even work.
When it premiered.
Yeah.
It played in Montreal, and I met a bunch of people who who had connections and said, "Hey, you should try this festival." And so my friend, a new friend, Buddy Giovinazzo, got me into the Oldenburg Film Festival in Oldenburg, which is near Bremen in northwest Germany. I don't know if you made it up to that area.
I definitely have read the story about the Bremen town musicians.
Oh, right.
The
Okay. Yeah,
animals.
Bremen is a bigger, more famous, but Oldenburg is a beautiful city. It was mostly rebuilt in the 18th century after a plague and then a fire, but the town goes all the way back to 800 AD. That's when it was first sort of formed. So it has and it was untouched by World War II because they had no big industry there. So it's just incredible. I mean, it looks like imagine Santa Claus is coming to town, that little village.
Yes.
It's that kind of vibe.
Okay, cool. I
But
like it.
live action. It's
Yeah.
not puppets.
It's real.
Real human beings. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited. I've never been to Germany.
Yeah.
They fly me. They pick me up. Hotel. Everything paid for. I didn't pay a penny up there. I was there for a week. I hung out with Sean Young because she was getting an award.
Oh my gosh, Sean Young, yes.
Blade Runner.
Of course.
And they picked us up, and Audi was sponsoring it. So they picked us up. This high school kid was a volunteer for the festival, and he picked us up at the airport, me and this other guy, in this brand new luxury Audi with individual seats and which had massage chairs. Like you could feel this sort of punching action in your lower back.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
nice.
they had,
I love
like
that.
they had someone trapped in there.
I
There
love
was a
that.
rolling punching feeling.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there in the massage chair on the way back to the hotel. I look out the window, and I'm like, we're going really fast.
Yeah.
Like really fast. I look at the speedometer. We're going 280 kilometers per hour.
What?
That's 160.
You what?
We're going 160 miles an hour, and I say to the driver, the high school kid, it's like, Jesus, we're going pretty fast there, buddy. He's like, I would take it up to 300, but there's a truck up ahead. Is that the goal in Germany? Always the limit. The limit.
Yeah, the limit.
Right.
And
I
are you
would
still
take it up to the speed of light, but there's a truck.
are you still getting massaged?
Yeah, the punching. But this Audi, I mean, it was silk. Absolutely.
Oh, really?
I was not scared.
Yeah.
But 160, man.
Nobody does that.
Anyway, so I had a great time there, and met a lot of interesting people. And the German, it's true, they're very, very reserved, but very nice people.
Yeah.
But very, fairly cool customers. But the coolest of all these customers was this young woman who was a volunteer working for the festival. Very beautiful, but she had a kind of an androgynous kind of proletariat chic look. And always the cigarette, and she would dance by herself, and just had very alluring, and she knew it.
Yeah.
And I talked to her here and there. She was, very brief, friendly, but also kind of distant.
Yeah.
So I developed a sort of little traveling crush, and found myself sit at a table with her my last night there. And it was just the two of us, and she just has this way of looking around. She knows what you're thinking, but you don't know what she's thinking, kind of thing.
Yeah.
and she's there with her cigarette, and we were chatting, just small talk. And I said, I forget her name, but
Yeah.
it was probably hard to pronounce. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's call her Braunschweiger.
Braunschweiger. Braun.
Braun.
I said, Braun, you're a real joker. You're a real wild card. And she says, what does mean the joker, wild card? What does wild card? What does this mean? And I said, like when you're playing poker, if you have, you have jokers in the deck. And if you say joker's wild, those two cards, the joker with the funny guy on it, they can be any card at all. You can make him an ace, you can make him a king, you can make it. And she goes, yes. Yes, I understand. I get it. Today I found this in the street.
Oh, no. No.
She pulled it out of her wallet.
No. Oh, my
True
God.
story. True story. She found a joker lying in the street that day. True story.
And you...
And I was like, we both
Flabbergasted.
looked at each other, and I was like, that's crazy. And she was like, it's weird. As if this is just
That's her life. Let's
normal. And I thought, does she just carry around a bag of iconic things?
I found this rubber duck in
She's
the
got a
street.
rubber duck. She's got a bullet. She's got a ticket to Star Wars premiere 1977. She's got a billiard ball.
Yeah.
She was so cool about it. And the movie version of this, of course, we end up back at my hotel, and we have a crazy romance. But that's not what happened. It was just sort of laid there. And I was just like, that is the most crazy. And I had to catch a plane at 8:00 in the morning, and I was up all night at the parties and everything. But I wasn't getting a big,
What?
very.
She makes
so nothing happened. But we had that moment, which was really something.
She makes that kind of an overture. Is overture the proper word?
I think I did say, we should probably,
Make love.
or not, more a little classier. I think I said something like, we should, this should probably lead to some sort of
sexual encounter.
And without finishing the sentence, and she probably said, probably, maybe, I don't. But I mean, I kind of like this version where we just both acknowledged it and we went on.
This person says, want to become famous? Buy followers, primes, and views on bigfollows.com. So
they were listening to the story, obviously.
I think that they have no idea.
But I did prepare because I found a joker yesterday.
I love how you did that.
Last night, it's like, hey, there's a good story to tell.
Yeah.
And I dug up this.
That was so cool. That was so cool.
It probably helps, right? The pow.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. It's the best way to tell a story. Maybe even you could do one of those things where, have you ever done the trick where you hold out a card and you flick it and it changes into another card? Like in Now You See It, Now You Don't.
Right. I'll have to learn how to do that.
Yeah, learn how to do that for the trick. For the story, of course. Well, I guess I better end the show because we're a little over.
Okay, perfect.
You can see Bennett Jones' I Am a Knife with Legs on Amazon and various places. And we did have a request for him to play the guitar. So
I'll accompany your outro.
Oh, okay, great. Perfect. So you can see Bennett Jones on Amazon, I Am a Knife with Legs. And it's a spectacular thing. And then also he has his own series of hair acting lessons. It's a 60 class series that's available at hairactingwithbennettjones.com/UK. I think that's what it is. And also one other thing I wanted to ask you. You went to work as a costume character at Magic Mountain with me briefly. Is that not true?
Yeah.
And what happened?
I was Sylvester.
Yeah.
Magic Mountain, and I lasted 2 days. It's Santa Clarita summertime, and the rules are the hotter it gets, the less time you spend in costume, and the more time you spend in the trailer chugging water. Yeah. It got to 109 degrees, so my shift was 9 minutes long in costume, and Bizarre Love Triangle. I can do that. And then 51 minutes in the trailer chugging water, and I couldn't hack it.
I remember you put the thing on, you were like, get me out of this thing, and then you just left it in the middle of the shift, I think.
Oh, I had to be processed out. They have to do a psychological check because you can die. It's 109 degrees. You're wearing a goddamn Eskimo outfit.
I did that for 3 summers.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I have drain bramage. I don't know. Actually, I don't even think it was 3 summers. I think it was 3 years. I did the entire time I was in grad school on the weekends, and that's
you and Chris Cook got into it.
Explains a lot.
I didn't have the fortitude.
No, or maybe you were saner than we were. It's possible.
I think maybe if I built up to that hottest day, but it was the second day, and I just hadn't built up the tolerance. I do want to mention, though, I'm working on a sequel to Knife with Legs. It's called Tango Europa. It was filmed all through Europe. We shot in the Louvre Museum. We shot by the Berlin Wall. On the
great.
Baltic Sea. I've been editing for 4 years. It's massive amounts of visual effects.
Oh, can't wait.
It's really a lot of fun, and I hope it'll be premiering next spring. Did Bennett as Sylvester Chase Joel?
It's a fantasy.
Oh, wait. Of course I remember you working there. Remember that guy who was a furry?
Oh, yeah.
We worked with? He was a furry.
A plushie.
A plushie.
Oh, yeah. This is great stories.
That guy. Remember his story about auditioning for the Ducks?
I told it on this show, I believe. It's one of my favorite stories.
The problem was the head was really loose.
The head pops off. He's like,
it slid and the head just skittered down the ice.
It's like, I think I got it, though. They should be calling me pretty soon. Could you imagine him in the duck suit, his little head popping out? That must have been great. We can't wait for the sequel. I don't know what Ginny was saying about Bizarre Love Triangles, but do you have a song called Bizarre Love Triangle?
It's the If I can just remember the key. Every time I think of you, I feel a shot right through a bolt of blue. It's no problem of mine, but it's a problem I find, living a life that I can't leave behind. There's no sense in telling me the wisdom of the fool won't set you free. If that's the way that it goes, and if nobody knows, and every day my confusion grows. Every time I see you falling, I get down on my knees and pray. I waited for that final moment to see the words that I can say.
Oh, that was good. I think that qualifies.
Inhaling high note. Inhale.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's good. Do you learn that in the hair acting seminars? Is that in there? Like the inhale screaming? Is that like a bonus? I think it's a bonus lesson. Everyone loved that. Jenny
Song,
said,
man.
new artist song. I heard Bennett play it once. I love this song. She saw you live. Jenny Sykes did.
Oh yeah.
You got fans out there.
All right. Yeah, it's that's one of my faves.
It's so good. All right, I gotta call
play
this
the-
because we could be talking here all day, and that would cause some kind of
sorry
internet.
it's over, but thanks so much. That was a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's great having you on the
thank
show.
you for
Thanks
this
for
whole week.
playing music. That was super cool. Super cool.
Next time we could, if you want to have Bennett on, I'll see if he's available.
You know, if we could have Bennett and my friend Joe Fury on together,
Oh yeah.
I think that we're gonna have to promise that. We're gonna have to promise that. That's gonna
talk
happen.
about that one time they did that thing in that place.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a crazy story.
I will never forget that.
That's
I tell
a crazy story with a K because it's a little more edgy.
It's a crazy with a K and story ending with an I
Yeah.
instead of a Y. Yeah.
Because they were in a different country,
Yeah. Oh my God. It's so good. There's an umlaut in there somewhere.
but they spell things wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where they spell things wrong. Smackdown. There's going to be a smackdown between Joe Fury and Bennett for sure. All right. We'll see you all. Or we'll see you, Bennett. I'm going to end the show with a dance break where I play somebody. I mean, you already did a dance break for us where we play a song, but I do have one planned. And so we will see you for the smackdown. Maybe you'll be watching when Joe Fury and Bennett, have their stories, crazy story smackdown, I think is what it'll be.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, see ya. All right, that was super fun. Bennett Jones, always a good time, always willing, and an incredible hair reenactor. He does some of the most incredible hair reenacting you've ever seen before. I mean, that's a whole other story. Now we're moving on to the dance break. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Yes, Seth Word would be perfect to be in that SmackDown as well. Maybe one of Seth Word's people like the Walrus. That would be great. Anyway, well, that's going to happen. Some of this stuff is going to happen. Not today. Today we have to go because we're way over time. And here is the dance break. They're called Notorious Funk, and they're playing an AC/DC song. Enjoy. These guys are worth the wait, I'll tell you. We gotta wait till the song just starts going wild. It's gonna get wild here. I don't know if you know the song Thunderstruck by AC/DC. I was once trampled to the tune. It's a lovely song to get trampled to, I'll tell you. It has a big buildup. I invite you to go to Notorious Funk's website because they have got some great stuff there. Tomorrow, we have another guest. Here he is, Jason Stewart from the Amazon show Smothered. He's going to be here telling some crazy stories. I can't play this whole thing, of course. I'm going to jump ahead. Just so you can see like some of the intense stuff that happens. Anyway, go to their website, check it out. Thanks for being here. This has been Lunch Therapy. Thanks, Bennett Jones. Thank you all. See you tomorrow.